So many people come to manifestation hoping for a breakthrough, but end up stuck in a loop of rituals, affirmations, and endless techniques, always seeking but rarely seeing results. And it's not because they're lazy or uncommitted. In fact, it's often the opposite. They're doing everything right according to the books. Cold showers, journaling, visualization, affirmations. They're constantly learning, signing up for workshops, following spiritual influencers. But all that effort isn't translating into meaningful change. Something is clearly off. The problem isn't lack of effort. It's the focus on effort alone, on doing instead of being. When manifestation becomes a checklist, people miss the core of what actually creates transformation. You can follow every technique out there, but if you're still identifying with lack, unworthiness, or doubt, you're just layering rituals on top of resistance. Manifestation isn't about the ritual, it's about who you are while doing the ritual. That's why so many feel frustrated, because they're doing everything except addressing their internal state. That's the foundational piece. Without it, it's like trying to build a house on sand. There is a better way, one that doesn't rely on obsession or exhaustion, one that shifts focus from frantic effort to intentional creation, from trying to manifest things to becoming the version of yourself who naturally lives that reality. It starts with 3 foundational pillars: clarity, creation, and coordination. When these are in place, everything else starts to kick into alignment.
Let's begin with clarity, because you can't hit a target you haven't defined. Many people don't actually know what they truly want. They're chasing vague ideas of success handed down by society, peers, or family expectations. A 6-figure business, a dream partner, a home in the countryside. But ask them why they want those things, and the answers often don't come from within. Clarity means going deeper than surface goals. It means asking, what do I actually want? What emotion am I chasing? And who would I be if I already have it? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're the compass for everything else. You have to be radically honest with yourself, not just about your goals, but about the motivation behind them. Because when your why is rooted in proving someone wrong or escaping fear, your energy will always carry tension. True clarity brings calm confidence. Then comes the inner shift, asking who you would be if the desire was already real. The identity work changes everything. It stops you from approaching manifestation from a place of lack. Instead, you begin living as someone who already is, not someone who's always reaching. That's the first pillar. Without clarity, every action becomes scattered. You might still get results, but they won't feel fulfilling because they're not aligned with who you really are.
The second pillar is creation, and this is where inner work becomes active. We're not talking about effort in the traditional sense. It's not about forcing yourself through strict routines. It's about deliberately shaping your inner world to reflect your desired outer one. You do this by embodying the version of yourself who already has what you want. That means thinking their thoughts, feeling their emotions, and making their decisions. It's not pretending or faking, it's alignment. Like a method actor preparing for a role, you immerse yourself in that reality until it becomes your natural state. That includes how you speak to yourself and others. Your language reflects your beliefs, and beliefs shape your experience. Shifting your words from uncertainty to ownership is a small but powerful move. I hope becomes I trust. I want becomes I am becoming. Visualization is also useful, but it needs to be done from the end, not towards it. You don't imagine hoping for your dream, you imagine living it, feeling it, making decisions from that place. And most important of all, Every shift must be reinforced with outer action, not from a place of proving or pushing, but from congruence. What would your future self do today? Maybe it's sending an email, maybe it's setting a boundary, maybe it's resting. Whatever it is, it aligns with your chosen identity. This is what builds momentum, not the technique itself, but the belief and embodiment behind it.
The third pillar is coordination, and this is the piece that most people miss. Manifestation isn't linear. Goals evolve, plans shift, life throws curveballs. If you hold rigidly to one specific outcome, you'll constantly feel like you're failing. Coordination is about adaptability. It's the ability to respond to what life brings without losing your internal alignment. Sometimes the thing you thought you wanted isn't actually what serves you best. And it takes wisdom to recognize that and pivot with grace. It also means understanding that obstacles aren't necessarily setbacks or often redirections. You might not get what you want right away because something better, more aligned, or more sustainable is unfolding. The ego sees delays, the aligned self sees refinement. This pillar also includes timing, knowing when to act and when to allow. Sometimes manifestation requires a bold, decisive movement. Other times it requires patience and trust. The real art is learning to discern which is needed in the moment. Too many people either over-effort or under-engage. Coordination is the balance. It's not about passivity or hustle. It's about moving in rhythm with life's currents, not trying to control the tide. When these three pillars, clarity, creation, and coordination, are in place, manifestation becomes less about chasing and more about aligning.
There are also two deeper keys that elevate this practice: balancing effort with surrender and celebrating without attachment. Effort without alignment becomes burnout. Surrender without engagement becomes apathy. The sweet spot is intentional action rooted in clear energy, followed by the wisdom to release control over timing and outcome. That's where the magic happens, between doing and allowing. And when success comes, as it often will when you're in alignment, celebrate it fully, but don't cling. Gratitude is powerful, but attachment brings fear. When you tie your identity to an outcome, you create pressure that can block further flow. Instead, enjoy the wins, stay grateful, and remain open to even greater things. This approach isn't trendy or flashy. It doesn't promise overnight miracles, but it works. It transforms manifestation from a series of surface techniques into a powerful, grounded process of conscious creation.
Ultimately, this isn't about chasing outcomes. It's about becoming someone who naturally attracts the life they want, because they're already living from that place internally. When you embody clarity, create consciously, and coordinate with life's flow while maintaining awareness and balance, you stop chasing results and start living them. You don't need to master every technique. You just need to become the version of yourself for whom the desired reality is normal.
If today's conversation helped you rethink manifestation and gave you a clearer path forward, take a moment to reflect on what part resonated most and why. That insight is where your transformation starts. We're not here to collect techniques, we're here to live aligned, purposeful lives. Lives where our inner world sets the tone for everything we create. If you're ready to go deeper into conscious creation, self-identity work, or reality design, make sure to like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and ring that bell so you never miss our future talks, where we continue to explore how to create from clarity, not chaos. So until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.
quiet